think we need to track down a water bottle now.
Something.
Yeah.
If it gives you an indicator, this is how much of this is left, and this is probably going to get thrown away. There's just way too much sugar.
Yeah.
way too much sugar for a family for one day. If you're coming here and you have kids, just get one of these. I think you'll be good to go. $5, everybody gets fun.
So first stop on the walk-in is Bova, and we're here looking for cannolis, and we think that from what we've seen online they have a gluten-free option, which obviously would be great for Jessica. So it's early, but there's already a line, so I'm gonna try to get some pretty soon, and we'll jump back on outside and let you know how they are. So there's Bova. It's a corner of Prince and Salem. And we're sitting outside a closed restaurant right now, and we got a chocolate wrap, traditional, and a Florentine, which is a big one in the middle. And because we're making 3 stops total, we're probably gonna sample these and then maybe just throw the rest away unless they're really good. We'll just see what's going on. We just don't want to take them into the aquarium, but we can sit down and eat them. It's gonna be a lot of sugar. I guess the plan is at Mike's and Modern, if the lines aren't crazy long, we're gonna try to get traditionals to compare them. And then maybe, I guess, if they have a Florentine, try to compare those. Now, this one does have a gluten-free option apparently, but they didn't have any made this morning. So we just got traditional, and we're gonna try them now. So why don't you dig in one?
Which one should I start with?
Do the traditional. I guess that's the one where you gotta start. All right, traditional cannoli, here we go.
Almost fell.
The Florentine is so big compared to the other ones. It's really good. Really creamy, really crunchy still. Not soggy.
Yeah.
You want to try the chocolate one?
Yeah, let's do it.
This one is just I think it's a traditional cannoli, but they've dipped the wrap in chocolate. Yeah, that's okay.
Let's try it.
Not bad. I'm gonna step over here.
All right, so this is the Florentine. This
It's
one is
huge.
huge.
It's like the size of a Subway. What makes it Florentine? Huh?
Like a caramel shell. Yeah.
So basically what it is, it's like a buttered sugar kind of glaze. So it's got that caramelized buttery flavor. I wish they made it smaller where it's more compact. There's so much cream in it. It's really, really good. It's really creamy. These are a little bit easier to, well, now they're heating up, it's falling apart a little bit. These are really good.
Yeah.
Florentine's my favorite. Chocolate one's not bad.
Yeah.
We're gonna sit here and munch on these for a little bit, get insanely high, and then go to the next stop on the tour. Okay, stop number 2 on the sugar train is Mike's. This one's really famous, and all these are also pre-made. So looks like we're gonna get a traditional ricotta and a Florentine because they do make it here, and we'll compare it to the ones we just had.
Here's my hand for comparison against this lobster roll.
Pretty big lobster roll.
We're
Right
being
there.
helped. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
So,
look, that's
huge.
bigger than my hand.
Wrap those up pretty quick.
Yes, you did.
These are the wrapping string containers that they do
Like balloons,
this
like
too.
balloons.
Yep.
Yes. Excited about this one.
All right, back in the shadows again. So we just left Mike's Famous Pastries. We were able to get another Florentine, which is awesome. So a traditional ricotta and a Florentine. And to complete the circuit, we're now gonna go to Modern, which we hope doesn't have a line half a mile long like it did yesterday.
Yeah.
Now we're inside Modern. We were able to get a gluten-free one. My man here's making it now. That's the gluten-free shell. And then I got a small coffee and then a regular one with chocolate eclair filled. And this setup is a little bit more like a traditional cafe or diner.
This one's really cute.
Really quaint, really cute. Has probably the best ambiance out of all of them. So if you're wanting to get something, sit down and eat it inside, this would be the place to do it. But we'll let you know how they taste.
All right, so now we have our cannolis from Modern Pastries. I got the gluten-free shell with ricotta filling. What did you get? You got the...
I got a traditional with chocolate.
Yeah.
If you've not been to any of them before, Modern is a cash-only establishment. They've got signs everywhere, so if you plan on coming here, make sure you have cash on hand.
Yeah.
The other places, cash and card, but there is like a $10 minimum, which is quick. 2 cannolis is $10. So pricing's pretty good. The cannolis were a little bit more reasonable here. They had a gluten-free option is more expensive. It was $7.
They're also a lot smaller, too.
They're also a lot smaller. They're about the size of the traditional that we got at Bova.
Yeah.
And but the traditional ricotta runs like $4. The gluten-free is $7. Coffee's just under $2. So pretty good. Just make sure if you come here, you have cash. So we're gonna go ahead and walk toward the aquarium, burn off the Bova as much as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and try our Modern cannolis here. And again, gluten-free and chocolate filled. Now these, I can tell you, just based on the feel and stuff like that, these are fresher because we did have to wait for them to be piped while we were waiting.
Oh, this is very good.
Because they're not frozen already, they're not sitting in the cooler, I feel like the cream is smoother.
Yeah, it's sweeter.
Very crunchy, very good. Again, we haven't done a chocolate one at all, so. I'm gonna try that one. I'm gonna try chocolate. Very different flavor from Bova. The cream filling is very, very different.
The chocolate tastes like pudding.
I don't know, what do you think?
It's good.
We just got done with the Boston Aquarium. Not bad. I mean, it was fun. The penguins were open air. Got to be pretty close to them. They were a lot of fun. There was a lot of fish and
giant sea turtles.
Giant sea turtles. They were being fed. They were doing a lot of cleaning when we were in there. Maybe that's a Sunday thing. I would say for sharks and a broader diversity of fish, probably the Chattanooga and Atlanta aquariums are probably a little bit better. Chicago's got a good one too, but definitely fun. We both love aquariums, so it was worth doing for a couple hours. And now that we're done with that and we're outside, we actually did get a locker inside and we put our mics in the locker so we'd have it when we got done. And now we have, wow, these are big.
Yeah.
So we have a traditional ricotta cannoli, and we got a Florentine. So we're going to be able to compare the Florentine with the one we had from Bova this morning. So the first impressions are
much larger than...
This is the standard ricotta from Mike's is much larger than the standard sizes from Bova or Modern. The Florentine, it's a little bit smaller than the Florentine from Bova. That one was bigger than this one by maybe 20%.
Yeah.
But this one's got chocolate chips. Trust you there. This has got chocolate chips.
Has the same kind of shell on it though, so it must be.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it the Florentine.
Yeah. I think it's caramel of some sort.
Yeah, it tastes like caramel in that we mentioned earlier, kind of like that cooked butter.
Yeah.
Let's see how these do.
Okay.
Very full. That's really good. Definitely gonna need a drink after this.
Yes.
And this is different because of the, like I said, the little chocolate chips on it. So, the coating, that's what makes it the Florentine. This buttery, kind of caramely exterior, I feel is more pronounced on this. I think it's like, it's coated thicker.
Yeah.
So it doesn't crunch as much as it kind of has like almost like a nougat. It kind of gives a little bit when you chew it. Really good. Man.
That one is my favorite.
This one's really good. I feel like this Florentine
Again, has more flavor, but it does stick in your teeth more.
Yeah.
It's got that. Man, this is tough. And we tried to have them close together without going to sugar coma. I mean, we had Modern and Bova probably within...
Like 30 minutes?
Yeah, within maybe 20 minutes of each other. And it's been, since that last tick, it's probably been about an hour and a half. So we are comparing them the same day so that we try to get a little bit more...
Yeah, they're just so rich, it was hard to eat them all at
They're
once.
extremely rich. And this is so big compared to the other one. Look at the filling on this. I mean, I don't know if I've got the, whatchamacallit set up in there, but this is just outrageous how big it is. So I'm going to say this. I think maybe your bang for buck, if you like a traditional ricotta, is probably Mike's. That's going to be the bang for buck. Although I did prefer the shell from Modern.
Yeah.
It was smaller, but it wasn't as thick, so it didn't taste as, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It didn't taste, it's not chalky, it's not the right word. It tasted...
It tasted more like a pastry.
Yeah, it did. I don't know. This is really good. The filling on this, the ricotta plane, sorry, we're very close
right
to the
next,
airport.
yeah, right next to the airport. We're right in Boston Harbor.
I do feel like the Florentine from Mike's is smaller than the Bova one. So I would think it's really, really, it's so close. I would say overall my favorite is probably the Florentine from Bova. Because the shell doesn't stick in your teeth. It's crunchier.
It was thinner too.
And it was, yeah, that's what I mean. It's thinner. It doesn't stick in your teeth as much. And the sugar is so overwhelming. Like they're so intensely sweet that this is a lot. This is, you got to share this with people. But it's great. You can't go wrong with any of them. I would say what would you say if you were coming to Boston and you only had, because you were saying and didn't want to over sugar yourself.
Yeah.
And because those three, I mean, they're just in an L. We'll drop a little map and I'll put some pins to kind of show you where they're relative to each other. You can do all three in less than 20 minutes, easy.
Yeah.
I would say if you could only do one location, which one do you think? And try this one.
I don't know. I feel like I have a little bit of a bias towards Bova because it was the first one we did. I was excited about it and it met the expectations. I liked the Florentine one a lot on that one. Just a really large cannoli. So
it was big. This is good.
I
the
think,
little Hershey's
yeah,
Kisses are I think
Bova
over.
than this one, and then I think
the
Modern
order
was,
that we
yeah.
found them, we did them this morning, was the order that I would say Bova, Mike's, then Modern.
Yeah.
Far and away, the best selection was Mike's. Mike's had the most.
They've been around the longest, haven't they?
I don't know. I have to look and see. We'll post it and let you know. But I would say, if you're looking for diversity and quickness, like if you see a line, you're going to get in and out of Mike's faster because they are all pre-made. But they had a lot of people working, and we went 30 minutes after opening on a Sunday, which has to be the slowest time I would imagine.
Right.
And
yeah, and that was a tip
there were
that
still like 20 people in line. It was the busiest.
Yeah, that was a tip that we got when we were looking up places to eat in Boston, was especially with cannolis, was to go first thing in the morning, right when the bakeries open, and or as early as you can in the day, because the longer they're open, the busier they get, and they start to run out of inventory.
I'm gonna say this: if you could only do one, I would say Mike's.
Yeah.
Just as far as you're gonna get probably the quickest service, the most selection. If you want things other than
A lot of variety.
cannolis, yeah, cakes and cookies, huge cookies. I mean, there's sugar till the day's end. I would think my favorite overall, if I had to rank the ones, we tried 7, right?
Yeah, I think we did.
I would say my favorite was, and to be fair, we didn't try every one that they had.
Yeah, and
but
we tried to stay consistent with flavors across all three, so it was a
They
fair
did not offer a
comparison.
Florentine at Modern, or we would have gotten that.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for gluten-free options, Modern, they had a lot of shells ready to be filled. So that's your guarantee. They're going to have that. Apparently there is a gluten-free option at Bova, but they didn't have any made.
Right.
And So there was that.
They're 24/7 too, which is interesting. Is that they're open?
And that's what it's listed online. It
Yeah.
listed there 24/7.
Well, and it said on their door too, 24/7.
Oh, so it was-
they are open into the wee hours of the night.
Yeah, so if you want to really try to escape the traffic and you want to hit them up at 1 a.m., that might be
Yeah.
good. But again, our Sunday morning experience was we had to wait a couple minutes. It's crowded in
It's a
there
small
because there's not a
space,
lot of
yeah.
space, but I
Overall,
don't know.
it's good.
I felt like it was the most enriching, like it was the most downtown Boston
Yeah,
experience.
and it felt very authentic.
Felt very authentic. It's in a really tight alleyway on a corner. It just felt very, I don't know, quintessential Boston. I think as far as legend goes, Mike's had it.
Yeah. That's strange.
And as far as a good, if you want to get a coffee and sit down, modern was the best. But I would think if I had to rank not the locations but the cannolis, like the flavor,
Yeah.
I would say my favorite was the Florentine from Bova,
Yep.
followed by
I think the Florentine.
maybe
from
the
Mike.
Florentine from Mike's. Again, a little chewier, but really good. After that, I would say it's kind of a toss-up. I like the shell on the modern, plain modern.
The
I
ricotta
like the
didn't have as much flavor. From
The
modern.
ricotta was very more cheesy, less sweet and more
Yeah,
cheesy
less
flavor.
sugary.
And then, you
It was a
know,
creamier texture.
the chocolate shelled one from Bova was really good. Long story short, now that we've
You can't
explained all
go
this stuff,
wrong
you
with
can't
any
go
of them.
wrong with any of them.
Right.
Glad we got to try them. I don't
Yeah.
know. We're either going to have a huge sugar crash and we're going to be face down in the streets of Boston somewhere, or we're going to be wired till we get to Vermont late tomorrow. So,
Yes.
so if you're only going to get one, make the Florentine from Bova. It's so good. You can get it in the wee hours of the morning.